There's been a lot of talk this year about the Kirkland signature product. Not only the driver but the irons, but after yesterday's news there's even more talk about them. And yes, that is right, you'll see on screen there, Taylormade are looking to sue Kirkland for imitating their irons. So they're going to go through obviously all the ins and outs of this and see if they have copied their P790 and P770 irons, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Obviously, when we're looking at irons, there are a lot on the market now that start to look the same. Are they performing the same? And it's all down to, as we all know, marketing. Are they going further? Are they going with a better flight? Are they cheaper and better? And that's what obviously Kirkland was big on, obviously saying that they had obviously a hollow body design with a urethane insert, obviously coming in at $499, which is obviously, as we know, a considerable amount cheaper than the Taylormade counterparts. But there's been a lot of reviews on these clubs saying obviously how good they are, how not so good they are, or for the price, are they great value? But we're going to talk through that today using the P790s and a mid-handicap golfer who maybe would purchase these clubs because obviously the price is right. But we know exactly what we're going to get from a P790. We know the sound, we know the flight, we know the interaction with the turf because of all that technology in there. Let's talk about Kirkland. So guys, obviously the Kirkland irons have come out, and comment below, have you got them? Would you be bothered if Taylormade do sue them? Because are they working for you? Were they in your price point that was good? And that's what we've got to think about. It's all about budget, it's all about how they perform. But comment below if you do have them. Obviously I haven't tested the irons yet, I have seen them but I haven't used them. But I have used the P790s and the P770s over previous years, so it's an interesting talking point there with what they have done. And even if they haven't copied the exact technology, are you bothered that they've copied the looks? Because obviously, do you want to think that you spent £1,400 on a set of irons and your friend Dave has spent £500 on them and they're starting to look exactly the same? There's always a Dave. So Dave, obviously price point is a big talking point this year. Obviously golf's not getting cheaper, so the Kirkland clubs had obviously a lot of tractions, and you are a regular Costco purchaser.
I am. They're really good for gloves. Kirkland balls I use. The ones I've got in my bag at the moment, they're the Callaway ones, but I did get them from Costco. They were very cheap. So do you know what? The irons work, then why not go cheap? It really doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It doesn't matter to you, so does it matter to the majority of the golfers? Obviously, yes, Taylormade are not happy with the design of these clubs, but will it affect you? So we know when Taylormade brought out the hollow body P790 and the P770 short following that, obviously they changed the game a little bit, and this club has obviously dominated that area. It's very hard to get.
Sorry.
There's always something in the background.
Couldn't stop yourself,
Dave. Bless you, Dave. Right, so obviously Taylormade have obviously dominated this part of the market because they have had a great iron that has probably been used by the majority of golfers who use Taylormade. Probably less people using the CBs or the MB versions of these irons, and that's where they've took a little bit of offence, obviously, with Costco and Kirkland potentially imitating their irons but not performing how they claim. Blowing snout now, everyone. So Dave, obviously we know how these perform. They are obviously irons designed to get you higher launch. So they're irons that certainly you tested, you did look at.
Yeah, they're a nice iron, Chris. They don't look to have lots of offset. They do what it says on the tin. They do launch it higher, but I mean, obviously at times I've thinned them when I was testing them, but that's more me than the iron. When I hit a good shot, it went a lot higher than normally. And
obviously the Kirkland irons, you have seen them in hand, obviously a little bit of a different finish, more of a shiny finish, but obviously look very similar, Dave.
They do look very similar, Chris, and I mean, as it's been related in the press, they are pretty much a copy, just a bit shinier. I don't know about the urethane inserts and stuff like that, because obviously I've not taken one apart.
Yeah, obviously that's a big claim that Taylormade are obviously looking into, and where this lawsuit has come from. Obviously they don't know if they do actually have that insert, so they'll have gone down all the lines here. But would that affect you? Would that affect you purchasing Kirkland irons, Dave? I think you would still buy them.
I'd still buy them if they worked.
Yeah.
And at that price, why are you going to pay over £1,000 for a set of irons when you can get them for like 500 quid?
Yeah, so Dave's going to hit us this one into the green here, but it's a very interesting talking point. Obviously, with golf being expensive, yes, marketing probably, or potentially, can't say that, potentially has been misleading. Would you still be annoyed, or if they're working for you, would you be too bothered at all with the money that you've saved? Again, Dave, they still might not work for you. That is up the right.
Awful shot.
It's lucky you've got your Tacomos, and this is where you've got to think, guys. Yes, these are a premium club. We know that obviously they are coming a little bit higher priced than the Kirklands, but do they perform? Do the Kirklands perform better? Obviously, Taylormade, I think obviously they're making some bold claims. I haven't tested them yet, but comment below if you do have the Kirkland irons, how are you getting on? For me, I just like these clubs, ever so easy to hit. Dave's making it look a little bit harder, but nice and easy to fly. These are the P790s, not the P770s, but still a great club. Something that you should consider if you're looking for a hollow body design to get you a little bit more launch, but still have the forgiveness. And the question is, guys, obviously, have you had enough of technology? Obviously, with the clubs changing every single year now and clubs starting to look more and more similar, obviously all your hollow body ones, are they starting to look too similar for you to think, well, what's the point in spending £1,500 when I can spend £500, whether it is Kirkland irons that may or may not stay on the market, or your Tacomo irons, your Cali irons. There's a lot of Tora irons. You've got plenty of other straight to consumer brands now that are at a price point around £500. So are you sick of them all looking the same and thinking, well, why spend triple the amount of money when I can get them cheaper? And for an everyday golfer, probably hit them as consistent, because again, we don't hit the face the same place every single time. I certainly don't. Dave, as we've just seen there, certainly doesn't every single time.
Dave's lucky if it's the middle of the face once a blue moon.
Dave is a rarity to find the middle of that face. But that's exactly our point. Is it worth spending all that money for that? Get in the comments below, what do you think of this? And what irons do you have? What irons are you looking at? Are you still somebody who's a bit of a brand loyalist? You like to pay for the premium things? Comment below why you do that and how you're finding your irons.